must protect the wild. For Doomhammer.
Alright, I don't think I keep Volcano against Malfurion, but I'll keep my 3 mana 4/4. Drew my Drakari Enchanter, so my Oakheart's a bit worse.
None will survive.
Found a Dragon Hatcher, so my Oakheart's looking pretty sketchy. Probably just want to stack spell damage in this matchup. If I fill my board with spell damage totems, I can Earth Shock a Hadronox. Just straight up kill it. Alright, I think I just play a 4/4 here.
The scourge will devour all.
Oh, really? It looks like he's probably a Spiteful list.
Wanna see the world is my doing?
Alright, I'll just Earth Shock it, I guess. If I don't Earth Shock it, sometimes it gets bigger this turn. Even though I was probably going to be able to one-shot it. But I think it's worth it. Looks like a Glacial Shard coming my way.
I should eat you.
Decided to freeze the 1/5, huh? Did I value trade here? There's not much in his deck that punishes this behind a taunt, right?
Mushroom power.
Could be a pretty good Forked Lightning here. The additional spell damage totem, I guess it lets this hit here, and then this does 4 damage to this guy. Could even drop a Healing Rain this turn. I think this guy has 6 health, right? Because this is what happened. So Healing Rain heals 5, 8, and then I could even heal this thing up. Alright, so I bump here.
There is little time.
Drop the Healing Rain. Make a spell damage totem. And then deal 4 to his guys.
Your magic shall not save.
Okay, I was still a few turns out from that being useful. Man, this turn sucks a lot. I could use Healing Rain here, just to heal this guy for 2 so it can value trade here. Don't know if I love that. Let's just make a Healing Totem here. It'll heal the Grizzly for 1, so he'll be required to hero power if he wants to get through it. Makes his Spiteful Summoner a little bit more awkward this turn. Alright, so he does hero power my guy, but no Spiteful Summoner, so I'll take it. I have seen one Fungal Mancer, so doing something like this isn't nearly as important. But I've got these 9 drops coming down next turn, or starting next turn. So maybe I just want to be sure that he's not contesting any of it.
Don't be shy.
Leaving this up does give him another bad target for Archivist into Ultimate Infestation, I guess. I'm just gonna hit him for 4, whatever. Alright, so Oakheart's a bad draw now. Although it's still a 5/5 that summons a 3/12 taunt. That's kind of annoying, I don't have an answer to it. Alright, so 6 damage Lightning Bolt. Man, I have to give up a 9 drop to play this and trade off my 4/4 just to kill Lich King. I think I do want to kill it. Lich King is just scary. Things like Anti-Magic Shell and Death and Decay just wreck me so hard. And even playing a Lightning Bolt here, I can still play a 9-drop next turn. Did not want to see that. It was kind of bad though, as far as like what it could have been. If I could pick up a Lightning Storm here, I'd be quite happy. But otherwise, I guess I'm not upset to just play... what, probably a Sleepy Dragon? I don't know, I could even play Dragon Hatcher. It pulls Malagos. I actually won't even have enough on board to kill it.
Don't be shy.
So probably making this hit. He's already at 10 mana, so it doesn't matter. He's only showing 11. Even if he has Anti-Magic Shell, Malagos is fine. I mean, fine in terms of not dying compared to Sleepy Dragon. Oh wait, no, he played the Army of the Dead, so I don't have to worry about that at all, of course. So yeah, I've got the Malagos. If he wants to kill it, he's gonna have to send pretty much everything into it. If he doesn't want to kill it, I'm gonna play Lightning Storm and he's gonna lose his whole board. He also has to be worried about this Dragon Hatcher, because he doesn't know I have 2 Sleepy Dragons in my hand. Interesting that he's playing that in rush mode here. Okay. So that's the 12 for Malagos. Then he's probably just going to want to clean up some totems. But even with Malagos dead, Lightning Storm is still quite good here. Is it worth playing though, I guess is the question. If I Storm, I'm overloaded for Sleepy Dragon next turn. But I can also do some other stuff. I can like play the Frog and this Blazing Invocation. Mind Control tech, huh? It's not like super good here, but it's okay. I can play Hungryet and Lightning Storm. I think I like that actually.
I see lunch now. Dinner.
Don't be shy.
Cool. I rolled on that guy. Sure. Definitely was expecting that to come out soon. I only have 9 damage available to me here. See what the Frog can do for me, I guess.
That didn't go as
Not very exciting, but it's okay. Let's kill this thing. Keep my 4/5 around and smacking. Get a spell damage totem up here that helps out this Lightning Storm if it wants to come down next turn. Hopefully the second Mana Tide wasn't overkill.
The scourge will devour all. How long can this go?
Looks like this is going to be the second Lightning Storm. Kill 3 minions and do good damage to another one. That's probably worth it. Definitely not a volcano turn. This does 3 to 4. If I can high roll it to do 5 damage, then I can kill this guy. Looks like I nailed it. And we'll go for the Primal Talismans too, honestly just to get it out of the hand mostly. Maybe I should have just gotten Healing Rain out of my hand instead of the Talismans.
engaging TC.
Because the Primal Talismans is kind of bad with these 2 volcanoes.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Man, I need to stop drawing cards. So let's drop a volcano here. Hopefully I kill at least one of my Mana Tide totems. Alright, I killed both, but I actually didn't do much to his board, which kind of sucks. 3 Searing Totems. Do I ever play Farsight? Probably not at this point. Let's just make a Taunt Totem, force him to deal with it so it doesn't clog my second Volcano. Considering the second Volcano, it was actually super lucky that I hit 3 Searing Totems. They were by far the best results.
Into dislocator.
I think there's 19 health on the board here. Picked up the Forked Lightning. So as long as it takes 4 health off the board, it does make the Volcano a clear. You shouldn't have that much left. One of these is a Spiteful Summoner, and another one's an Ultimate Infestation. Both of those kind of suck at this point. Let's just go for Volcano. It's almost always a clear here. I believe there is exactly 16 on the board. And I do have an Earth Shock left in the deck, so I'll go Spell Damage here.
Cards.
The rage. It claims me. Deck. Heal of shoe.
Okay. So he does have the other Ultimate Infestation in his hand. That would have really sucked if it was his 30th card. Let's just Earth Shock this thing, I guess. Don't really want to draw cards or play Healing Rain this turn. Is one of those Keleseth, maybe?
Oh, what's this one do?
Archivist, Ultimate Infestation. Hopefully I can just play a couple Sleepy Dragons back to back and that'll be good enough. Maybe he has like a Spell Breaker left or something. But I think hopefully I should just be able to drag this out into Fatigue.
Where shall I strike?
Druid of the Claw makes sense. Should have known that was in there. So what if I just play another Sleepy Dragon? Or maybe I should Healing Rain this Sleepy Dragon. Looks like he doesn't have great ways to get through it, but if I'm doing that, I'm not playing one of my various 9 mana cards here. Looks like I'll probably have a Taunt with some health on it next turn. Play it alongside a Witchwood Grizzly. So I think the last card is Ultimate Infestation. I don't believe he's played more than one of those. Although I did have those Mana Tide Totems in play for a while, drawing some cards. Maybe he did actually play both Ultimate Infestations. Okay, I didn't know I was playing a Fatigue deck, but that works.
Brawl versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. For Doomhammer.
This is my early curve right here.
None will survive.
So Fire Elemental's the best card here, but it does cost 6 mana. Muck Hunter can do some cool stuff. Let's go Fire Ellie. Stack that spell damage. Seems like a good turn for a 4/4. Probably don't want to play the second 4/4 and lock out this one. Although I could just play it without attacking here, and then it would be unfrozen next turn. I don't necessarily need to be pushing 4 damage. Alright. I am dominating this board right now. Nourish. Big fan of that spell damage totem. Next turn is my Fire Ellie turn. What am I worried about on turn 7? Token summons, apparently. Probably just hit that with a Fire Elemental and send in a 4/4. Playing Lightning Storm here seems pretty bad, so we'll just do this. I guess a Primordial Drake would be strong here. Obviously an Oakheart would be strong. Although the Lightning Storm is pretty good into an Oakheart, I guess. Speaking of Oakheart, I still have all 3 targets left in my deck, so he might actually be pretty good. I'm allowed to overload this turn, so I'll go ahead and play the Lightning Bolt to keep my Fire Elemental alive. That's kind of rough. On my turn 8, my hand is 4 cards that overload me, 5 cards that overload me, and 2 9-drops. That seems really unappealing. I think I'm gonna Totem Pass here. And we'll pray that I don't draw Drakari Enchanter or Dragon Hatcher next turn. Alright, just some stats. Nothing too scary. Alright, pretty good turn 9. And I think it's good that I hit Malagos instead of double Sleepy Dragon, because my hand is double Forked Lightning, Lightning Storm, Earth Shock. Oh, please don't have Naturalize. Yes, I get to Earth Shock his Hadronox. Wait, is he just dead? What is this? 9, 10, 19. Lightning Storm does 7 or 8, so I do have to Earth Shock this. Should be pretty easy lethal, though.
Don't be shy.
Alright. We're both playing Oakheart. I drew it, he didn't. Easy game. I actually started out going 4 and 2 with this deck, so I had pretty high hopes. I thought I broke the meta. But then I ended up going 8 and 15, so it turns out the deck sucks. And there are a couple reasons that the deck sucks, I think. The main one is that, originally at least, I was trying to play 8 9-mana cards in my Shaman deck, and that's probably just a bad idea in any class. And to compound that, I was playing 6 cards that give me Overload 2. And when you're overloaded for 2, you can't play a 9-mana card. So it turned out it was just really clunky. And since our early game tends to be so weak, and our Overload 2 cards are board clears, they're reactive cards, we tend to be behind. We don't really get to play our board clears just whenever we want, we kind of have to respond to what the opponent's doing. So sometimes you're forced to overload yourself, and then it makes your next turn suck, and it's just super awkward. So I think that's just a fundamental problem with the deck. Probably shouldn't be playing so many 9-mana cards in Shaman. But I did want to make some changes to it to make the deck at least a little bit more reasonable. So I ended up cutting the Ysera, just wanted to play fewer 9-mana cards. I also ended up cutting the 2 copies of Wormguard. The deck was way too heavy as it was, and now that we cut Ysera, it's even less reliable. And off of Oakheart, we would rather be pulling a Witchwood Grizzly than a 3/11 without Taunt. To go along with this shrinking of the Oakheart package, I also cut a Drakari Enchanter. The card kinda sucks on its own, and now that we're playing 3 dragons instead of 4, it's even less reliable for Dragon Hatcher to pull 2 things. So let's just play a more reliable early game card. And finding reliable early game cards in this deck is actually pretty difficult because so many of them interfere with the Master Oakheart. But what I ended up finding was the Hildnir Frost Rider. It's a 3-drop that has not 1, 2, or 3 power. And because I'm just making totems in the early turns, generally things with 0 attack, I don't really care if it's freezing my other minions. So 3 mana 4/4, pretty strong card I would say. I'm also trying out the Blazing Invocation, basically just a way to find early game minions that doesn't interfere with the Oakheart. A lot of times the battlecry you're finding isn't going to be particularly impactful, but if you can just play an MC tech on turn 3 even if it doesn't hit, that can be pretty decent in a deck like this, because we just need to survive until the late game. I'm not sure if Blazing Invocation or Witch's Apprentice is better. Maybe you just play 2 of each. I think if I wanted to play 2 of each, maybe I'd be looking to cut the Forked Lightning. I actually liked the Forked Lightning quite a bit with reliable spell damage, but maybe just because it has Overload too, it's just a bit sketchy in this deck. So given the current list, I think this is really the only change I would be willing to make. I think the list where it is, for what it is actually pretty good. It's just a problem of odd Oakheart Shaman being a pretty garbage idea.